Just got back from Costa Rica. So, without any further ado, let's hop into it. Welcome to Morning Walks.
We fell in step so easy like we done this 1,000 weekends. And the whole block felt lighter when you started laughing out loud. We took the long way home with the sky on our shoulders now. Walking with my friends, walking with my friends, round and round again. Walking with my friends.
Okay, so I have a lot to talk about this episode. So as I said in the cold opener intro or whatever you call it, just got back from Costa Rica. Really sick. I just got this new hat. CR stands for Costa Rica, obviously. But yeah, I stayed there for a week. It was insane. I had my own room. We stayed in this genuinely insane house. Like, it was a lot of fun. It was crazy. So we went with one other family friends, and here. Yeah, we went with one other family friends. It was actually we actually first met them because the oldest daughter is my sister's soccer teammate. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm pulling up the house we stayed in right now. Yeah, I need to reboot my computer, so it's gonna take a little bit. While that's loading, let's see. So there was 6 rooms, I believe. There was 2 master bedrooms, a king bedroom, a queen, and then 2 twins, or 1 regular and then 1 twin. It's pretty sick. What we did is, since there was 5 plus 4 is 9, so there was 9 of us, and we just all kind of. So I got my own room, which was one of the 2 masters, which you wouldn't really think makes sense, but my parents wanted the king instead of the master for some reason. But I wasn't going to complain because that means I got the master bedroom. And then the other family we went with got the other master, or their parents did. And then, like I said, my parents got the king. My sister and their oldest daughter got the twin, or no, not the twin, the regular size. It was 2 regular beds. And then the younger sister, not my younger sister, but the family we stayed with, their younger sister got the queen, and then my brother put together the 2 twin beds and slept on that. And so, yeah, it was pretty sick. It didn't feel crowded at all. The house was huge. And I could show you if this thing loads, but it doesn't seem to be loading, so I'll just give up my hopes on that. My hopes and dreams. Oh my gosh. Of course, as I stop sharing the screen, it starts loading. My computer's so spotty right now. You know what? I'm not gonna share it. Okay? Jeez Louise. I had to. So I just uploaded a episode today, and I had to. It took forever because and I had to upload it a day late because it was just my computer was, I don't know, like freaking out. It was really weird. All right, so let's see. Yeah, my room was insane. I got to control the AC, which I don't usually get to do, so that was great. I had it like so cold in there. Let's see, what else did I get to do? I had a motorized like blinds, so I just clicked the button and it went zzz. So that doesn't sound that cool, but I was impressed. And then what else was in my room? I had my own bathroom. I had a walk-in closet. If you want to see like my room tour thing, it's on YouTube. If you don't know my handle, it's WALKW Leo. So if you want to check that out, um, yeah, it was really cool. My room was insane. That we had an infinity pool, not in my room, obviously, but um, we also had this really nice deck, and we had like a overhang thing. Not really an overhang, but um, it was kind of like on the roof, and it was like kind of like another outdoor place to like hang out and chill. There was a fire pit up there. We ended up having s'mores on the last day, or the second to last day that we stayed there, which was so good. But we had to find some sticks in the backyard because surprisingly the Airbnb didn't have any sticks. Um, let's see what else. There's just like so much things to talk about. I don't know where to start. We played quite a few games there. Um, we played like card games. We played the charades on my sister's phone, where you go like you try to guess what you are. I shouldn't have to explain charades, but we also played headbands. It's this game where it's kind of similar to charades, except you don't go through multiple things. You Each person has headbands and with a card on it that they don't know what it is, and they have to ask a bunch of questions to guess what they are. And so, like all of us kids played that quite a bit. And then we played cards, mainly 13. Uh, if you don't know what it is, look it up. But I actually went. So out of the 25 rounds I played one day, I won 19 of them, and that was with 4 people. That's like insane. But let's see. What else did we do there? So, um, I watched like way more than I need to do because like at night we didn't really stay up super late unless we were like out at dinner or something. So most of the time at night we were just like watching movies or shows in our own rooms. So I ended up watching 3 out of the 4 Toy Story movies. Chad Powers, which if you haven't watched that, it's actually really good. It's it's about like a quarterback that his whole career gets ruined, and then he uses like fake skin and stuff or whatever you call it to make him look different so he could still play football. The second season is supposed to come out October-ish, I think it said, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Um, so there's so many things to talk about. I don't, I don't really have a segue for what to talk about next. We almost got hit by a car once. Yeah. So while we were down there, we were like crossing the street, and there was like no one anywhere close to us, and like there was this car that comes flying down, and he doesn't slow down, and it literally went in between our group, and so we had to like split up, and he didn't slow down at all, and my dad almost punched him. That would have been really cool to see, but he just kept driving. What an idiot. But yeah, we're on our way to a food place. We got a lot of food. Um, yeah. Dude, so my sister's friend, she could never finish any of her food, and I was always hungry after eating all my food. So I just got like 1.5 servings every night. That was amazing. Um, I am going on like I wouldn't say diet, but I'm trying to lose weight for the football season. I'll talk about that a little bit more in the next episode. So definitely didn't help me. I gained like 5 pounds over that week. We had some really good food. What did we have? We had some like traditional Costa Rican dishes. We had pizza. Of course, we had pizza. I don't know anyone that's gone anywhere and hasn't had pizza. Um, we had at home sometimes, but not a ton. Had some cereal, which I can't have now that I'm trying to lose weight. I can't have it for like a month. So that's fun. Um, it's freaking hot down there. I mean, it's freaking hot right now. It's what? Um, it's 85 with a UV of 12 today. That's crazy. But down there is like super muggy, so I actually prefer that because right now it's you just get sweaty, and down there you get kind of like cooled off. Not really cooled off, but it doesn't feel as hot as it actually is. So I got a bit of a good tan. Not great yet, but summer's not over. Yeah. So I'm talking too fast. I just said I'm talking too fast, too fast. I just said that too fast. I just said that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna lead you down the rabbit hole. Let us see. What else did we do? We went on a couple, as my family likes to call them, excursions. Um, we went to this one beach where it was like completely shells. That was really cool. Um, I found some really cool shells, but I don't think you're allowed to take them home from Costa Rica. I think that's like a law. Let me check. Is it legal to take home shells in Costa? How do you spell Costa Rica? I have no idea. Okay, so no, it's not legal. So I was right. Glad I didn't try to take any home. Or did I? Nah, I'm just joking with you. Yeah, and it applies to all beaches, not just national parks. Holy cow. So apparently in 2023, 5 tons of seashells were confiscated at Costa Rican airports from travelers. 5 tons. That's 10,000 pounds. And think about how light a shell is. That's so much. Okay, and then, uh, yeah, we went to quite a few beaches. There was this one time that we went to a beach where it was so hot, where we couldn't stay out of the water for more than 10 minutes. It was like, I can't even describe to you how hot it was. We had to be in the water. Walking up from like just the water to go to our bags, which weren't even that far away, you didn't get dry, but the water was replaced for sweat. That's how hot it was. The water was kind of warm, but it wasn't. You just had to be in the water. Yeah, we went to quite a few beaches. Then we also went to a volcano. This we just did with my family. I mean, it wasn't really a volcano. We didn't even get to see the volcano. We just were kind of walking in a circle. And I mean that in a literal way because the track was literally in a circle. And I mean, I guess it was cool because we saw some like boiling mud pits. But I mean, it could have been cooler if we had like gone up to the volcano. And I mean, there was some cool trees and stuff, but it was also 2 hours away from where we were staying. So I wouldn't say it was worth it, but it made my parents happy. So as long as they're happy, I'm happy. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Um, Speaking of driving, we drove a lot. I mean, first we had to drive to the airport. Then we flew for like 6 hours, I think, 5 or 6 hours. And I'll get to the flying later because, whew, flight was rough. But anyways, so we had to drive to the airport, which was like 2 hours away. Then we had to drive away from the Costa Rica airport for like another 2 hours. Or no, it was more like an hour. And then we probably went 3 times to places that were, or 4 times to places that were 2 hours away. And that's not round trip. That's 2 hours there, 2 hours back, which is a lot. But car rides weren't that bad. I didn't sleep at all in the car rides. Or on one of the trips, I slept for like half an hour. But there was a lot of driving. While we were in the car, we were doing not much usually, but we played charades. We played a lot of music. I got to pick some music, which I was surprised that they let me pick, but it was kind of limited because it was only the songs my sister downloaded onto her phone. So they had to like the songs. So I had like a very limited catalog of what I could do or what I could play. And like the only 2 songs that they had that I liked on there were Hey There Delilah. It's the one that goes, oh, it's what you do to me. it's what you do to me, what you do to me. And Yellow by Coldplay, which goes, you're still, yeah, you're still yellow, turning to something beautiful. You know I love you so. You know I love you so. Yeah, so those songs were pretty good. But we listened to them a lot because they had to let me choose quite a bit of the music since, like, they couldn't just play it in the car without everyone liking it. But they did actually like those two songs, so let's chill. Yeah. We played chopsticks a little bit. I played with my sister's friend, and she kept on getting so mad because, like, not really mad, but like mad because I kept on not hitting, and I kept on just like switching. Like, say if I had two things, then I'd switch to two on one hand, and that takes up your turn if you didn't know. And so I would never hit, and she just got like so annoyed. Yeah. Oh, let's see. So played a little bit of chopsticks. Like I said, we played charades. Oh, we also did this game called Out of the Loop, which is basically where you have one person who's it, or not it, but one person that doesn't know the topic, and everyone else knows the topic. Or it's not really a topic, it's so everyone knows the topic, but there's one specific object or movie or something like that that one person doesn't know. And so you gotta guess, the person that's it has to guess what the thing is by the end, and each person goes around and says like one thing about it. Like, for example, the question could be, the questions are generated by the phone, and it could be, would you like this food on pizza? And you would either say yes or no, and based on what everyone else thinks, that's what that's how they decide if you're the imposter or not. And if you do get found out to be the imposter, then you have to guess right away. And if you get it wrong, then you lose. But if you get it right, then you win. And yeah. That game was pretty fun, but we didn't play it like that much. Whoa, that just looks so super weird. I was just stretching. But yeah, that game we didn't play too much because I was like one of two people that actually liked it a lot, so we didn't play it all that much. Yeah, on one of the days that we like stayed at the house for the entire day, I think we stayed at the house for the entire day, 1 or 2 days, but one of the days we all got in the pool and we did a chicken fight, and it was really fun. I didn't win, unfortunately. It was me and my sister, but it wasn't really fair because the team that ended up winning was my dad and my mom, and my mom like fell over probably 10 times, but my dad like just grabbed onto her like legs and like threw her back up even after she had fallen. So it was kind of cheating, but it was still fun anyways. The other family, one of the daughters accidentally flipped their mom because she was like sitting on like one of the floaty things or whatever you call them, and so she was like teasing her mom and like saying that she was gonna flip him, and then she actually did flip her. That was funny. Yeah, I've been saying yeah a lot. My bad, but yeah, the whole trip was super super fun. Gotta take a water break. You guys like my gigantic water bottle? It's 4 liters, I believe, which is pretty good, I'm told. Yeah. We didn't drink as much Fresca as we did last time because in my last episode I talked about how the entire trip our last trip, not this trip, but the entire trip we were just drinking Frescas. But this trip wasn't like that. Unfortunately, we had kind of a variety of different drinks because like different restaurants had different drinks and stuff. Yeah, all the restaurants were pretty good. I don't think there was one restaurant that I was like, yeah, I wish we didn't come here, or like I didn't like the food or anything like that. But it was pretty fun. Yeah. What's kind of funny is I don't want to say where, but the other family that we went with, that same day that we all got back, they went on another trip to another place. And it was like the same day. Or actually, I don't even remember where it was, but it was like they got home, they packed some more stuff, and then they came back to the airport and flew to another place. Literally the day we got back. So they were on like a 2-week vacation, which sounds great, but they'd probably be like a little bit homesick. Or I wouldn't say homesick, they'd just want to like chill, I'm guessing. So that'd be sick if I could do that. I would love to do that. But yeah, I feel like after a little bit, I'd just be like, okay, I want to go home now. It's not how I felt when I was in Costa Rica. The house was great. Yeah, I mean, there was 2 reasons that I wanted to come back. Because, I mean, not to say that people in Costa Rica were like mean or anything, but I just didn't have like none of my friends went besides like that other family we went with. So I didn't have, I mean, it was fine. I didn't like really need like friends or any extra like cousins or anything there. But I would like to, that's like one of the reasons I came back, because like family and friends. Well, I obviously had to come back, but one of the only reason that I wanted to come back. And then the other reason was my dog. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would have been happy just staying there. Oh, that would have been great. Actually, it was a really cool setup, the house. So, like, you go in, you walk down the stairs, and then, like, under, like, the entrance place is, like, there's, like, the gym padding on the floor of that one section. So that'd be, like, a really cool home gym. And then you keep walking, and then there's a set of stairs to your right, like small stairs that bring you down to what was my room. And then there was set of, and then if you kept walking forward from the original stairs, then that would be the other master bedroom. And then you turn left to get into like the living room, kitchen area. You keep going left down a hallway, and then there's there's three doors. One's a bathroom, and then two are my brother and my parents' bedroom. And then you walk down some stairs, which weren't inside, which was kind of weird. It was out. They were outside stairs, but you walk down those, and there's two rooms down there, which were the girls' rooms. So it was a really cool setup. It was really, really big. All the floor was like, I don't really know what it was. It was like tile concrete or whatever you call it. It like kind of felt like tile, but it kind of like looked like a glossy concrete almost. So I don't know what it was. I think it was tile though. It was really sick. Oh, and then in the entryway, if you don't go down the stairs, then you could go through a sliding glass door and like almost like a outdoor hallway on top of the roof, and then you get to like a patio place, which was a pretty sick place. They also had like a bathroom and shower up there. And then outside of the living room is the pool, like outside the sliding glass door. There's like a pool. There's like an outdoor shower. There's a bathroom. There's huge patio with like the pool chairs. Not pool chairs, but I forget what you call them. They're like chairs that they always have at pools. I don't know what they're called though. And then there's also like a barbecue place with like a big couch. It was a really sick spot. Did well booking it on Airbnb. All right. Let's see what else I have on this long list. So, oh yeah, it was really funny because, like I said, there was outdoor stairs, and the girls had to walk up the stairs to get into like the living room and kitchen. And so, one night they saw a dragonfly, right? But it was on the ground, and my sister almost stepped on it, and the other girls hadn't come up yet, so she almost stepped on it, but she tried to like get out of stepping on it, and so she fell down the stairs. That's not the funny part, don't worry. I wasn't laughing about that, but she fell down some of the stairs, and she ended up like hurting her toe or something. But it could have been a lot worse because she has like a strained ACL. I think it's ACL. She has like a strained ACL, and so if she had like fallen the wrong way, then she could have like tore her ACL, which would have been like really bad. And so the funny part is when the other two girls came up, one of them screamed when they saw it, and we thought that there was like a murder or something. We thought there was like someone there. We thought like we were about to get like murdered or robbed. And so her parents came running out, and like we found out that there was just a dragonfly, and they're like, what the heck? This was on the second to last day too. And so I had to like hit the dragonfly a few times with a broom. I didn't kill it, but I just got it to like stay away. And yeah, it was crazy. And then that same night, one of them had found a lizard in the room, so I had to come down and like look for the lizard, but I couldn't find anything, and never heard anything about the lizard, so that's probably a good thing. And then, yeah, and one of them kept on breaking the blinds because they pulled it the wrong way. Because theirs wasn't automatic; they had to like pull the like beaded thing or whatever you call it. So they kept on breaking it. So I kept on going down there to fix it, but it was fine. I didn't really mind that much. It was just kind of funny because they kept on breaking it over and over again. But it was just like you just pulled the other way. It was fun. Man, the showers were so nice. Oh, I took like probably a half hour shower every day. Oh, it just felt great, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was a lot of relaxation. My bed was pretty comfy. Um, wasn't like the best, but I slept pretty well on it. I used like a lot of energy during the day, so and now I was just kind of like, okay, I'm done. Time to chill. My room was great. I've like said that like 5 times, but oh, it was the best. Oh, yeah, I have a failure to tell you guys about. So basically, I got like this model 3D metal kit thing, and so basically what it is it's a model of a Hummer, the car, and it's like a bunch of sheets of metal, and you put it together. Oh, but it did not work at all. All the pieces were too small, so I couldn't do anything. Like my fingers are like, if you can't tell, they're like sausage fingers. They're huge, but I couldn't like grab all the little pieces and stuff. Plus, my wire cutters were too big. So, and there's like no wire. There's like those are the one of the smallest wire cutters you've seen, and but they're too big to fit in the gap to break the pieces off like the main sheet, right? And so I had to like twist it and like even like scratch it and stuff like that, and it just it was just like a pain in the butt. And so that sucked about it. So first of all, like I ruined half of it just trying to get it out. And then when I did get it out, I like it told me to bend it, so I bent it, right? And then as soon as I bent it even a little bit, it just snapped. Like one of the pieces. So that was a major L because I just couldn't do anything with it. All the pieces just kept on breaking no matter what I tried. So eventually it just gave up. But it kind of sucked because I'd love to do that, but it just didn't work out the way I planned it. One of the days we went ziplining, right? Oh, it was so fun. So first we did rafting, and we got like we sat in like an inner tube, and we just went like through all the rapids and stuff. It was so fun. At one point, me and another person just got not stuck, but we were like going super super slow, and there was like no one else because we were like the first people to go, and so we were just going like, are we gonna go or should we wait? Should we hold back or should we just keep going? But it ended up being chill. There's so many people that flipped over. One of the people I was with, she flipped over, but like went down, not a waterfall, but off a rock, and I kept on going, but then I bumped into another rock and it started sending me backwards while she was going off the rock. And so I thought she landed on top of like my inner tube and then flipped over and went under it. But thankfully, my inner tube like moved out of the way because she would have gone straight under it and then wouldn't have been able to get up. But everything ended up being fine. She didn't go under it. So my dad also flipped and cut himself. I had like so many bugs on me for some reason. Like no one else had any bugs, but I had so many. And so after that, we went ziplining, right? It was so fun. We like got harnessed up and everything. Then we went to the first one and it was really fun. And then the second one, we all went upside down, which was so sick. It was awesome. And then we did a couple other ones, and one of the ones you got to zip line to a place and then rappel downwards, which if you don't know what it means, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's basically zip lining except downwards. Yeah, you just went down and then you like walked over to a place and you got to rock climb back up to go into a different zip line, which I did like super fast. My mom was like freaking out. She was like, slow down. And I just went in like 2 seconds. And then we did another zip line, and then we did like this rope swing, which was really cool. So basically what it was, they attached your like harness onto a rope, and then you just swung to the other platform. And I'm pretty sure I went before the guy said I could because I was kind of falling. So that could have been bad, but it ended up being fine. And then, another really cool place that we went to was this like waterfall, right? And like the waterfall itself was pretty cool, right? And then this guy brought us out. He did like this insane shot with just my dad's Samsung phone. It was just like this insane thing. It looked like a drone. So basically what he did is he brought the phone, like he flipped it around so the camera was on the bottom, and then he put it super, super close to the ground and like ran up on the ground and like went like flew it over us, like holding his hand like this, and he went like back and back around us, and then he went behind us. And it ended up being like this insane shot. It was really, really cool. But we were all trying to like master that shot the entire time, but none of us could do it. I probably got the closest with one shot that I did at one of the beaches we went to. So I like did it, and it went like right above the water, and then like I put it in slow-mo so the water looked like super cool while it was crashing down, and like I went like over someone's head, and I think it looked pretty cool, but I didn't get the chance to master it. So it was just awesome. That guy was like really cool too. He led us around everywhere, and he even took a picture where he was grabbing a vine and he was hanging over the waterfall to get a cool picture of us. And we were all so scared that he was going to fall, but he ended up being fine. He didn't fall or anything. And then there was this other place right by there that he took us to, and it was this place where you could jump off like these huge rocks into like a little lake, or not really a lake, it was like a pond. And so we got to jump off there into the pond, and inside the pond there was these little fish, and they're the type of fish that you put your feet in, and they give you like manicures and stuff. Or is it pedicure? I can never get those things straight, but they like clean off your feet. by like nibbling off all like the dead skin and like pimples and all that stuff, all like the bad stuff. And so I sat in there and like they did it to me, and it was such a weird sensation. And my mom didn't want me to sit in there too long, and she was probably right, because one time it bit one of my bug bites, and it like bit it hard, and I was like, ow, and she was like, okay, get out. And I ended up jumping off like this even higher platform that only me and my dad did, and it was crazy. It was really fun. Actually, at one of the beaches, I ended up getting like this big cut, or these like big line cuts on my leg. I can't really show you right now. It's like on my thigh, but yeah, we all got a little bit beat up at one of the places. My dad, when he was rafting, he, like I said, he cut his foot when he flipped over, and then I had that, and me and my brother got these really bad rashes all over our chests because we went surfing. I'll talk a little bit about that in a sec. But like we both had a huge rash, and mine was like so bad I was like scabbing, and his whole front section was bright red. But for his, it ended up wearing off in like less than a day. Mine, like, the scabbing stopped probably 2 days. So it wasn't that bad, but it hurt for that little bit. We were there over the 4th of July. Happy 250th America. Let's go. And yeah, we were eating at this place, and we like walked out onto the beach, and there were some fireworks, which was pretty sick. I didn't think we were going to get to see fireworks, which I'm glad we did, because 4th of July is my favorite holiday. Christmas and Halloween are like very close, but 4th of July I just love. It's just like that feeling of getting to hang out with your family and friends, just watching fireworks go up in the sky, listening to best music. Yeah, it did kind of suck that we weren't with our family, but it was still really good. It was still like really great, and I'm glad we got to see some fireworks. That was insanely fun. It was so cool because afterwards, like, the beach was like pitch black, and we went out on the beach, just us kids, and we just kind of hung out. It was really sick. This episode is going to be known as the Costa Rican episode. I never talked about surfing that much. So it was my first time surfing, I believe it was. I might have tried before, but I don't think so. It was pretty fun. I was okay for my first time. I was really good at catching them and standing up, but I wasn't really good at staying on. I just kept on like standing up, staying up for like a second max, and then falling off. And yeah, that's how I got the rash. But I would say it was worth it. I caught 2 where I could like stand up for a little bit, which was pretty sick. Yeah, that beach that we went to was really fun. We were just all in the water. Even the moms got in, and neither of the moms usually get in the water. My mom actually wasn't bad about getting in the water this trip, as I thought she would be, because the water was pretty warm. They both got in quite a bit. It was insane how clear it was, especially at the one with seashells as the whole beach. It was just so clear. Like, you look down and you could like clearly see like fish and stuff. I actually caught a fish, believe it or not, with my bare hands. Well, it wasn't in the water, but I still caught it. So basically what happened is like a wave washed it ashore and I grabbed it while it was like kind of floating back. And then I was like, "Hey guys, look, I caught a fish." And everyone was like, "What the heck?" And then everyone was like, "Oh, that's so sad. Put it back in the ocean." I was like, "Okay." And I just threw it. But I threw it where I knew that it would survive. I'm not an animal killer, don't worry. But I'm also not vegetarian. Because, ew. No offense. If you're vegetarian or vegan or something, no offense, but ew. I mean, it's not that I don't like greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes. Sorry. It's not that I don't like all that stuff. It's just like, I just can't not eat meat. And like, if you're vegan, I can't not eat milk, or not that you eat milk, but I can't not drink milk and eat cheese and butter even, or like eggs. It's just all that stuff. Like I kind of need to eat. Like I know I said I was going on like a kind of like a diet thing. I'm still eating good meat and eggs. Like I'm eating a lot of like not thin meat. I don't know how do you say it. It's like light meat. So it's not like burgers and stuff like that. It's more like fish and pork chops and like chicken, just like really light meat, or chicken breast. Let's talk about the airplane rides. So we had 2 6-hour flights round trip. And the first one, I didn't get any sleep. It was from 11 to 5, I think. But I could be wrong. So I didn't get like any sleep. And oh, by the way, that's PM to AM. So we got there at like 5:30 in the morning, which is crazy for some people, but I was fine. And I was actually probably a little bit too hyper. Me and uh, the other family's youngest daughter, we were both like up, like let's play a game, let's do this on like both flights, or after both flights. I mean, we were like, all right, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's play this. Let's eat this. We're just like, let's go. But so anyways, on the plane, I did download like a couple shows and movies, but I didn't actually end up watching, or yeah, I didn't end up watching any of them because I mostly played Block Blast and Level Devil. If you don't know what Level Devil is, it's like the hardest game on planet Earth. Yeah, just don't try it. But it's very addicting. So I'm on like the Level Deviler, and I'm almost to the end of it, which is really good considering that I've barely played it. And so yeah, it's very hard. And then I also listened to like a lot of podcast episodes. Probably got through like 5 podcast episodes. Or actually, I could probably. No, I don't want to check because the computer's been glitchy. But I probably got through like 4 or 5 podcast episodes. Mostly Theo Vaughn and Good Hang with Amy Poehler. I listened to, like, all time, I've listened to 3 Good Hang episodes, because I really like the guests that she has, because she has, the ones I listened to were Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, and Tom Holland. And then I like this past weekend with Theo Vaughn. Those are kind of like the podcasts that I'm listening to. I do occasionally listen to like Smartless, and there's one more. Oh yeah, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I listen to those two a little bit. It's pretty fun. I like listening to podcasts a lot more than a lot of kids my age. I don't feel like a lot of kids my age would necessarily like listening to podcasts. I mean, I'm the only kid that I know of that has a podcast, which is always sick. It's always cool to like brag about. So some of my friends, we might get together and play poker. No, we're not using real money, so don't worry. But we just like playing poker. So I like use my dad's poker chips, and there's not much else to it. We just play poker and like talk and like order pizza and stuff, which is really fun. I've actually only did it once technically, but me and one of my other friends just had so much fun that we want to just keep doing it. One of my friends didn't really get poker at all. We tried to record a podcast episode that night, but yeah, one of my friends was just like a little restless, didn't really want to do it. And so what I might actually do is I want to do this. I want to, like, while we're playing poker, just like record a podcast while we're doing it, which would be fun because I feel like it adds some like interactive layers and stuff. Yeah, I just texted my friend to see if he wanted to do that, but he hasn't responded yet. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, poker is pretty fun. I don't gamble, but I just like the game of poker. I like how it's set up. I wish you didn't need like poker chips. I mean, it's really fun with poker chips, but I wish it was something like you could play like at any time. I mean, there is like kind of a version. It's like 21 or blackjack, which I mean, it's pretty fun, but it just doesn't quite replicate the actual poker. So, or my dad and the other dad that was there were playing Chinese poker, or I think it was Chinese poker. It might have been something else, but I think they called it Chinese poker, which is where you have you have 3 groups, 2 of 5 cards and 1 of 3 cards, and your first 5 cards has to be the highest hand you have, and then your second 5 cards has to be the second highest, and like so on. But it looked pretty interesting, and apparently you just play until one person is up 20 points, and if you win all 3 hands, you get $6, and if you win one or 2 hands, you get $1. I don't think they're betting on actual money, but that's like the gist of it. Like, you could also just use like points and do like a tournament. So you could just keep going for forever if it's kind of like one person wins, then the other person wins, and so on and so on. Yeah, back to the airplane for a little bit. So on the first flight over, there was this super annoying family. Like, oh my gosh, it pissed me off. But so basically, what they did is like their kids were sitting behind me, kicking the chairs the entire time, right? And the parents didn't care at all. Like, and there was one person in that entire family that was respectful, and it was the mom with the baby. And like every time it started crying, she was like trying to tuck it in, like make it quiet. And she like said sorry to us a couple of times. But the rest of the family, oh my gosh, the kids were so annoying, and then even the grown-ups were really annoying. At one point, at probably 3 a.m., they all got up and had a conversation in the aisle, but they weren't whispering. They're not shouting, but talking loudly. And one of them was like literally leaning on my dad's chair, and the other one was like, they were literally talking above him. They're just like so disrespectful. And so, I mean, we got off the flight, it was fine, whatever. And then when we were leaving, we saw them in the airport again. And so we ended up getting on the flight, and almost everyone was on the flight. So we were like, thank goodness they're not on the same flight as us. Guess what? They were on the same flight as us. They were literally the last people on. And they weren't as bad this time, but they were still really, really bad. It's just so annoying when people are like that. All right. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else. Yeah. Oh, and if you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, you should follow me. Yeah, like definitely. Because right now on Spotify, I'm only at like 2 followers. But I'm actually getting like, not like a lot, but like a good amount of listens and downloads. But I only have 2 followers. So if you're listening on YouTube or Spotify, yeah, just click the subscribe button. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not like that. But just follow me if you want to keep listening, because I enjoy doing it. And if you've listened for this long, probably enjoy doing it, listening too. So, I'm Leo Mason. Thank you for listening to Morning Walks. This has been a Bad Productions podcast starring Leo Mason, editing by Leo Mason. Thank you for listening to Morning Walks.